Yo, what's up, guys? This is Kayla County. So this video, I'm gonna go over my keybinds. So I've already made another video on my keybinds that was a good starting point for me, but recently I found there's like way better ways to bind things. The big mistake I had made on my first keybinds was that I used only one finger to build. So on my first video, I was using only my mouse buttons, my three thumb buttons on my mouse. So I've gotten rid of that and I've completely revamped things. And these keybinds are like so awesome. They feel so good. I'm barely moving my hand at all, and I'd highly recommend, even for very skilled players, that you change your binds to something like this. Use these kind of concepts. So the main concept here is that anything that you're using in a fight, you don't want to be reaching more than one key from your WASDF key. So I basically have everything important binded within one key of that. The second thing is that for building, you want to use at least two fingers to be doing your building, because it's a lot faster to switch between two fingers than to move a finger between two keys. So you really want to avoid two things: reaching and moving fingers between an action in the game, because that's where you're going to lose like a small amount of time and you're not going to be as fast as someone else. So first things you got to do is go to your settings. Then there's two big things here. The first is sprints by default. Turn that shit on. It's just like CSGO. I love this. This is the best feature they've added to the game in a long time. Like, this is so nice. I use that, and I use auto run all the time, so I don't have to like hold my W for hours. The next thing is tap to search interact, and I'm going to explain that when I get to my mouse button. So set those both to on. Turbo building on. So in the binds, WASDF is your standard walking, and jump is your sprint. So, sorry, jump is spacebar, sprint left control. So I don't even ever use this, but if I wanted to walk, I could if I held left controls. I never use that. Caps lock I use for auto run. Crouch is C, and that's kind of a different bind than some people use. A lot of people, old gamers, use control, but I find C to be very comfortable with my thumb, and you can see where if you look at my hand on the other camera, you can see that I have my thumb on C just like this, and my wrist is kind of like, my wrist isn't lying on the keyboard. It's not down like this, it's up a little bit, so I got kind of a claw, I guess you'd say. Fire, target, same thing. Reload, R. So here's the big one, mouse wheel for use. A lot of people have been switching to this because it's fucking awesome. Like, if I look at my wheel, when I grab something, I'm just like swinging my wheel, boom. And I can pick up 5 items within a second because I'm not pressing a button. Weapon slots, I do 1 to 5. That's really important. That's different than the default, I believe. My harvest tool, if I can show my mouse here, is the back. I have 2 buttons on my thumb of my mouse, and I use the back one, which you can see on the bottom left, lighting up. I use that button for the harvest, and then my wall is my front thumb button, because the front thumb button is more comfortable for my grip. So whatever's more comfortable, if you grab a mouse weird and that's whatever button is more comfortable, I find targeting tool, basically your harvesting tool isn't important, so you can bind it to anything, right? You're not going to die if you don't pull out your harvesting tool, although now the harvesting tool has a shit ton of damage to walls, but still, I find that button really awesome for it. So next we got, for building, floor and stairs are E and Q. So if that's my W, I got E, Q right here. And I don't know why that went away. Then we got roof as left shift. I find that to be a nice pinky reach, so if I'm in a build, I can go, if I'm doing running, my combo for this is just doing that for a floor or pyramid build. Then we go back here, so trap, oh yeah, that isn't bound. There's a different button I use that. Place is left mouse. Change building, right mouse. I had this a different key originally, and I was doing right mouse to rotate, and I really hated that now because I accidentally keep rotating my ramps with the right mouse button when I'm in a fight, and that was getting me killed all the time. So my rotate is now V, and repair doesn't matter. I put that way over at H, so it's kind of a reach to get to, but I don't ever usually repair stuff. Vehicle exits Y. I would love that to be E, but there's like a glitch in the game where I couldn't bind it to E because it unbound my floor. Let's see. And then, oh yeah, trap is now is tab. So if I need to place a trap, I'm just doing tab, and then if I need to change it, I'm right mousing to swap traps. So that's a lot more comfortable than what I used to have. I used to have trappy R to change. I had R as change building material, and that's the same bind that changes your trap. So that was kind of crappy, and I wasn't very good at that. So, and then the final really important one here is the building edit F. So that's right here. So my index finger is going from here to here, like a very simple reach to do an edit. So if I'm fighting, I mean, one thing that I didn't get for a long time is that when you're building, you really don't want to be side strafing when you're doing your turns. Like a lot of when I used to build, I would do this, and then I would kind of do this like side strafe like that to do that. What you want to do is just use your look to like that. I'm never letting off the W. Like, then my edit is quick because it's right on my F. So that was, I'll do that like an example build very slowly. So I'm using my left mouse to place, Q to do the ramp, front mouse button for the wall, then I might do a floor, ramp, wall, floor, ramp, wall, and I just Harry Potter or whatever. So that kind of gives you an idea for the keybinds and use. You can see as I was doing that, I wasn't reaching, I wasn't doing anything weird. Now if I'm in a fight, right, my floor is E, 1 is right there, I don't have a gun. Uh-oh. But if I had a gun, I'd be going from E to 1. See that? So I'm 2 different fingers switching to I keep my shotgun on 1 for that reason. So that way I don't have to go like this, because I think the most common thing to do is like go above someone with a shotgun and then build a floor, let them shoot it out and then pump it up the shotgun, or pump, build a floor. So that gives you a really quick toggle from between your floor and your shotgun. So that's basically it, guys. The last thing I'll mention about my controls is the DPI settings. So I actually just bought a SteelSeries Sensei 310. I like this mouse. I'm trying a Death Adder. I got that coming Friday, so I'm gonna check that out and see which one I like better. I had this SteelSeries Sensei or 600, Rival 600. I liked it because it was a lot bigger. It was good for my hand, but it just keeps unpowering randomly, so I don't use that shit anymore. I'm gonna return this thing. So I kind of like the Sensei. It's a little small for my hand, but I've been really liking it actually. I like the key thing is it's a 90-gram mouse, so it doesn't weigh anything. It's super light. But on that mouse, I got my DPI set to 800, and then I got my mouse sense at 0.6. Like lower sensitivity has really been helping a lot. I missed way less shots with that. The one disadvantage I'd say is that when I go to build like if I don't start my mouse in the right spot, I'll like you can't really see my mouse very good on this camera, but I'll jam up my arm and I can't spin all the way around because my sense is so low. But what's important when I'm starting that is just that I start the mouse way on one side of the pad so I can drive it the whole way. So yeah, that's it for my controls, guys. I hope this helps you out. I'm super happy with this. It's super comfortable. Yeah. If you like this video, hit me up with the like, subscribe to my channel. Hopefully I'll have some more videos coming along. Thanks, guys.